There's this movie coming out.
Yes.
Title undetermined at this point.
Chairman of the board.
Oh, all right. Do something with that, you freak.
I bet the board is spelled B-O-R-E-D.
Lloyd Benson came from what many call the greatest generation, where pulling punches just wasn't in the playbook. Here's a perfect example of that in action.
I have as much experience in the Congress as Jack Kennedy did when he sought the presidency.
Senator, I served with Jack Kennedy. I knew Jack Kennedy. Jack Kennedy was a friend of mine. Senator, you're no Jack Kennedy.
That was really uncalled for, Senator.
There's a reason that women live longer, Mark. Let me tell you. It is because we are stronger and we are happier at the end of the day than most men. And that is factual, and you know it.
When men are married to women who scream like you, they just want to die sooner.
I'm not screaming.
When you have Tracy, you're the same one. You're the same one who bragged that she's so strong and so tough and doesn't need a man's money. Yet you're taking alimony.
I have 3 children.
Okay,
Bill Burr's not one to be rattled by negativity, and when Howie Mandel insisted his daughter's teenage years would be a nightmare, Bill shut him down calmly and effortlessly, in true Burr style.
My kids say, yeah, you're like the fun dad.
Right.
You're the fun dad.
I think that's what you said the whole time.
No.
I think
the least fun dad. You left out a word.
4 years of hatred toward me.
Dad.
4 years of hatred. Get ready, because you got a daughter too. Wait till she's a teenager. Wait till the hell.
Everybody who fails as a father says that to me.
I failed?
I think so, yeah.
Are you calling me a failure?
No, just this whole, I'm just not feeling like good vibes between the two of you.
We're doing a podcast together.
It feels like a business decision.
Clear the way, please. Hold yourself. A lightsaber. Interesting. If there's one Jedi left, it's not you. Affirmative.
It's not every day you get to see two men go at each other's throats, and lucky for us, this one played out live on air.
So what do you want now?
Well, if I have to teach you how to be a reporter, Ollie, I'll do that later.
Oh, why don't you do that later, Jim? I think the lady expressed herself, and you're not here, you're there. Is there any question you'd like me to ask her?
No, I'll give you lessons on how to become a reporter later.
I'll give you some lessons on how to be an editor, because I was your boss once.
Yeah, you were, and are no longer. How did that happen?
Well, I don't know.
Here's Ernest DeMillo.
I don't even know what I'm going to say before I say it. It just flies out of my mouth.
How does that work? What happens when you find yourself in a situation where sincerity is paramount?
What? The way you're looking at me makes me want to cover up my vagina.
Madam, if I had rubber gloves, I'd do it for you.
When Adam Bant was faced with a reporter asking disingenuous questions, he had the perfect response to shut him down.
You said in the speech that wages growth wasn't going particularly well. What's the current WPI?
Google it, mate. I mean, politics should be about reaching for the stars and offering a better society. And instead, there's these questions that are asked about, can you tell us this particular stat, or can you tell us that particular stat? And those questions are designed to show that politicians are somehow out of touch.
Because you flog yourself for being vulnerable.
Oh, would you stop it like you have some sort of psychology degree?
10 years in therapy.
So what? I've watched football for 40 years. I shouldn't be somebody's coach.
While debating which profession has the worst fans, Kevin Hart's outside-the-box thinking hilariously dismantled Steven's argument.
People might walk up to you occasionally, and they might want to just take a picture with you and say, congratulations, great work. With me, they want to debate. My life is harder.
Well, Stephen, here's what I want you to realize. A, you're lying. Nobody comes up to you, okay? Stephen A. Smith does not have one fan. Not one. There's never been a request for a picture. There's never been a request for a debate.
I think you're being a misogynist is the least of your problems.
I am not a misogynist.
Let's go straight. No, he loves women. Come on. You deny that?
What is the evidence that I am a misogynist?
Every single thing you say about women.
Name one.
Name one. Name one.
How can you argue that racism is not a driving factor in income inequality?
Because it has nothing to do with race and everything to do with culture. And when you have a culture that doesn't
Amateur debaters are quick to laugh and mock their opponents until real stats enter the room. Then it's all awkward silence and backpedaling.
You know what? Explain to me. You explain to me why black kids aren't graduating high school. Explain that one to me. Explain to me why black kids are shooting each other in rates significantly higher than whites are shooting each other. Explain to me why 13% of the population is responsible for 50% of the murder. Explain to me why the number of black kids in prison, not for innocent reasons, not for walking down the street and getting pulled into a prison, is so high. Explain, if it has nothing to do with culture, explain to me why the single motherhood rate in the black community jumped from 20% to 70% in the same course of time that the civil rights movement has made such tremendous strides. Is America more racist now than it was in 1960? And if it is, please explain to me how that happened.
All right, come on. Can you read?
This is really cool. Oh, can I read?
Yeah, can you?
Can you host?
Patrick Moore had publicly claimed that drinking water containing a certain herbicide posed no harm, but activists suspected he was secretly lobbying for a corporation, and their big gotcha moment came during this very interview.
Glyphosate in Argentina is causing increases in cancer. You can drink a whole quart of it and it won't hurt you.
You want to drink some? We have some here.
I'd be happy to, actually, but not really, but...
Not really?
I know it wouldn't hurt me.
If you say so, I have some glyphosate.
No, I'm not stupid.
Okay, so you...
No, but I know
so it's dangerous, right?
No, people try to commit suicide with it and fail fairly regularly.
Tell the truth.
It's not dangerous to humans. No, it's not.
So you're ready to drink one glass of glyphosate?
No, I'm not an idiot.
After Roy Moore won a Senate seat in 2017, his spokesman went on CNN, only to get floored by a single comeback question from the reporter.
You have to swear on a Bible to be an elected official in the United States of America. He alleges that a Muslim cannot do that ethically, swearing on the Bible.
You don't actually have to swear on a Christian Bible. You can swear on anything, really. I don't know if you knew that. You can swear on a Jewish Bible.
Oh, no, I swore on the Bible. I've done it 3 times.
I'm sure you have. I'm sure you've picked a Bible, but the law is not that you have to swear on a Christian Bible. That is not the law. You don't know that?
You look like a dude that eats burgers and just carries around a shotgun.
After a Twitter back and forth with Chris Brown, Andy Levi took things a step further by going on live TV to rub even more salt in the singer's wounds.
Chris Brown tweeted, "No more planking for me unless it's on a sexy lady, LOL." So I saw this tweet and I retweeted it, adding, "You spelled punching wrong." Obviously a reference to the fact that Brown was arrested in 2009 for assaulting his then girlfriend Rihanna. I also appreciate the fact that you tweeted me letting me know that children conduct themselves better than I do. You are correct, and I can only hope to one day mature to the point where I can conduct myself in a more adult manner, possibly by throwing a chair out of a window and storming out of a building with my shirt off. I ask only for your patience.
Most people show up to protests without ever checking the actual stats.
Why are you guys protesting today?
I don't think it would be a good idea if we...
Why are you guys protesting?
Just to be a part of the cause.
And what's the cause?
Yeah, I'm not the right person to talk to.
And it's always entertaining when someone drops the data right in the middle of their argument.
People and more crime is committed and more people are killed with hammers every year than guns. Look at the facts.
I will look that up. I don't think that's true, actually. So the number of murder victims and the weapons used. Okay, number 1, handguns, 8,029. Number 2, firearms, type not stated, 4,863.
Second Amendment is still my right and it's still important to me.
Immense amounts of time are required to deposit that, cement it into hard sandstone and shale, tilt it, erode it. Your minimum estimates is hundreds of millions of years.
Don, thank you for your talk so far. Number 1, your assumption was naturalism.
Yes.
And your second assumption was uniformitarianism.
As all scientists around the world are.
Well, not all scientists. That would be a false statement, so it would.
Well, all scientists I'm aware of.
Really? So you've never read any creationist literature?
Oh, I've read them. I don't count them as scientists.
Ah, right, okay.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Okay, a simple wrong would have done just fine, but...
While Cameron Diaz and Kylie Minogue were chatting about how effortless it is for men to ask them out, Richard Ayoade chimed in with a question that left them utterly speechless.
Can guys ask you out?
Yeah.
But how? How is that possible?
You just ask.
What's the ratio of people asking you out to you saying yes?
Good question.
We've all noticed in recent months a sticker in your car making derogatory comments about Brexit. No, this is a serious point about partiality. Have you driven that car with the sticker there?
Order. There was a factual error in his opening remarks. I'm sure it was an inadvertent error, and I mean that most sincerely, but it was a factual error. The honourable gentleman said that in recent months it had been noticed that there was a sticker in my car. That sticker on the subject of Brexit happens to be affixed to or in the windscreen of my wife's car. Yes. And I'm sure the honourable gentleman wouldn't suggest for one moment that a wife is somehow the property or chattel of her husband.
I hope that you enjoyed this video. Be sure to let us know which clip you liked the most. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.